Welcome to the Spotlight with Belynda Lee. At this show, we bring you women who have proven their prowess. And you will also be hearing their hard-hitting stories, their successes, their adversities. They are sharing their lives with us. I am Belynda Lee, and I am your host. Today, we have someone very special. This lady has over 19 years of experience in providing professional service in Feng Shui and BaZi. And I know what that means in Chinese. Profiling a wide range of businesses and individuals globally. She worked with contractors, architects, interior designers in over more than 370 projects, and that's quite a lot. She delivers Feng Shui reports that arranges the physical environments in the optimal way to bring out the best qualities of the space. So let's welcome to the Spotlight Show, Julia Zisopoulou. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes,
I hope I do.
Zisopoulou, yes. You
Zisopoulou.
pronounce it perfectly. Thank you for bringing me here. I'm so grateful and so happy knowing you, meeting you in person. You're such an amazing woman. You inspire people, and you inspired me as well.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad and happy being here with you to share valuable things, knowledge that can allow people to transform their lives. So even if they catch the minimum from our conversation here, everything is gonna gain. Yes.
That's the whole purpose of it, is bringing guests to the show to share their stories, their life, what they've gone through, but the successes too as well. A lot of our audience will be finding out, where did you get that success? How did you get there? So, but one of the questions that I'm curious to as well, because Feng Shui is a very Chinese, Asian methodology.
Correct.
Now, Madam Julia, you're Greek.
I know how a Greek person went to Feng Shui and became like an expert.
How did your journey even, with Feng Shui begin?
Well, actually, I mentioned this in the courses that I created for the University of Asira. And I shared my story there in the first introduction video. When I went to the university to study civil engineer, because I own a master there, I was disappointed by the department. I didn't like civil engineering, and I lost almost my courage. And I was wondering, okay, I have to find my passion, because for me, working in what I love most, it's very essential, because it leads to a high quality of life. So in my first year in the university, I read an article that it was mentioning Feng Shui and how it can improve relationships when you apply the techniques in the house. And I said, oh my God, what's that? I mean, I'm interested in this. I read the article, and then I said, oh my God, I think I was born for this. And it's not like, I think it's not very rare that I went to this department studying civil engineering, because in order to apply Feng Shui, in order to become an expert in Feng Shui, you have at least to know the basis about the structure, about the building, about the beams, what you can touch and what you cannot touch when you're doing in a renovation. So I started to apply for the courses, and I was very lucky because I was in the right place at the right time. I remember back in early 2000 that Grandmaster Yap Cheng Hai, that now he's passed away, he came to Greece, and I applied immediately for the courses in order to study it properly. So back 19 years, I entered in this science. I loved it. And as a Greek person, I embraced the Chinese art, which is a science. And I combine it as well with the principles of ancient geometry that the ancient Greek as well used and back then. And one of the examples of the right morphology in the environment, it's the Acropolis Monument.
That's right.
Exactly. And I remember back then my master, Grandmaster Yap Cheng Hai, and Joey Yap, they were working together. We visited Acropolis, and he was actually showing us there how the Acropolis settles, and it's between the morphology of Athens is aligned with the rocks, with the mountains, and it was really amazing. And then we understand that everything in Feng Shui, or in geometry, it's all about how the energy flows. It has nothing to do with people, with religions, with our beliefs. It's all about energy, how the chi flows.
It's
is
so
the secret,
true.
yes.
Feng Shui in Chinese, Feng is wind.
Wind, exactly.
Shui is water. So the wind and water creates a lot of energy movement, and Chinese believe in that a lot. And
Exactly.
we look at our house, we're like, is there wind and is there water? That brings good luck. So tell me in layman's term, when you educate somebody who doesn't know what Feng Shui is, how would you explain that?
In simple terms, because when I say that Feng Shui it's wind and water, automatically it explains that Feng Shui is the flow of energy. That means the arrangement of the environment and the interior in the most positive way, in the most optimal way. And that means that the individual should use some specific points, specific corners that are best for him based in his year of birth. So we have the individual, the space, the environment, and Feng Shui tries to connect these three key points in order to support the individual. So we take from there 70% of energy, and the rest 30% is based on our thoughts or on our feelings and on our decisions. So once you solve this issue, I mean, once you have the support of your environment, of your house, of your workplace, you feel comfortable, you feel the inspiration, creativity, you understand who you are, you embrace your skills, your powers, then you are able to make like positive thoughts. You are able to transform your life. You are able to experience positive feelings like love, like happiness, to feel grateful of what you have. And then you lead to better decisions.
Wow. I mean, it sounds really easy. It sounds like, hey, it's a piece of cake. Figure that out, all the points, and you'll be positive for life. It cannot be.
It is actually.
It is that easy.
Yes, because I believe in simplicity.
Yes.
Keep it simple. Because the solution sometimes lies in front of you. You don't have to think complicated. And thinking out of the box, sometimes it's think simple. So what is Feng Shui? Feng Shui, it's observation. Observe the environment. Observe the building. Observe your space. So then you are able to recognize how the energy flows, how you can tap with the energy, and how you can connect. It's like the Wi-Fi. Once you set it correctly,
with the right password.
Exactly. Then you have a strong quality of energy, and it affects you. And this can lead you to life transformation. Feng Shui, it's not magic. And I say to my clients and all the people that I'm communicated that, okay, I will not touch you with magic and then your life become like, transform. No, you're going to do it because I'm not taking responsibility for no one.
Yes.
We, as people, we have superpowers as long as we believe in it. We have so many skills as long as we embrace them. And we have to understand that we are responsible from our lives. I'm just the guide. I'm just providing you with the tools. You have all the tools in your hand, and then you can become the life coach of your life, the life coach of the environment, of your home. You will use all these tools, and then you can transform your life. And even if you apply these changes like once per month, at the end of the year, you're gonna see like huge changes.
Wow, wow. Now you've studied this art or this science for 19 years ago.
It's a science, yes.
So you've practiced it as well. I always say when you study, you don't practice, you're really not good at it, but you've practiced it. So how long does it take a person to really understand Feng Shui?
I will tell you something. I remember when I was doing the courses with Grandmaster Yap Cheng Hai and Joey Yap. After we were finishing them, I was going back in my hotel room and I was repeating all the theory, all the information, and I was trying to apply them in my current home back then. See the differences because, okay, it's something else, the theory, and something completely different, the application. So I think the magic thing here is how you can connect the theory with the application, because it doesn't mean that you know perfect the theory, how you can apply it correctly. So I remember the first thing I did is to check it on myself.
To test it on your own environment?
Obviously, yes. See what it can work, or what it doesn't work. And pretty soon, well, I saw the results, and I said, okay, this works, keep it. This does work, okay. How we can approach it? Yes, I tested on myself because, I mean, if I hire someone or if I want to work with someone, I expect the best from him. So if someone calls me, I mean, his expectations are high. So I want to meet his expectation. That means that what I will suggest, or when I will do it, when I'm doing a Feng Shui report, this report should be perfect. So I have to pay attention in all these details. It's one of my responsibilities, one of my beliefs.
So your practice, your Feng Shui practice actually has, you would visit your client's home. You would actually take your compass out.
Exactly, like this one. I
brought it
compass.
with.
Thank you so much.
Actually, the red looks the same red that I'm wearing. I wore red for you, actually.
I know, I love your outfit. I mean, I think we're connected. We're connected, I mean.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So you would take the compass and you would move around the home to figure out where the points are.
Exactly.
And definitely you're feeling the energy too as well.
Yes.
So some of the questions you asked, did you use this room? Did you use that room? Now you and I both know there's a lot of Feng Shui master in the world and has different practicing.
I know.
You practice it very differently from the Feng Shui master that I know in Vancouver. And not that they're right or wrong, but I think there are different methods of doing it. And Feng Shui is a very ancient form of science or art, we would call it. And through the years from China, some get missed and so forth, and you recreate again. So tell us, why is your Feng Shui practice, the way you analyze the energy, so different from other Feng Shui masters out there?
Thank you for mentioning this, because I would like to say some things in order for people not to misunderstand the Feng Shui and not to get misjudged. So when you learn the Feng Shui science, you're going to learn different techniques. Not all the techniques are applied to homes or to business, to workplaces, or in apartments. You have to pick up the right technique for the right place. In an advanced method, you will have the combination of all of them. The reality is that Feng Shui, it's not all about the items. It's not about, I will place an elephant in the entrance and then I will attract wealth. No, it's not all about that. The items, the decoration, it's only 5%. I mean, less.
Less than 5% of the placement of the objects.
Sorry for the people that believe it's more, sorry about that. But 95%, it's all about energy. Example.
The chi.
If you are not sitting in a place that has, let's say, positive flying stars combinations, and you don't use one of your favorable directions based on the year of birth, what can I do if I have in front of me a turtle or an elephant or a lucky 4-leaf clover? Tell me.
Nothing.
But once I aligned myself with my, let's say, first, second, third, or fourth favorable direction, I activate it. I'm tapping, I'm connected with my home place, and I'm tapping the energy. And if I use like auspicious, positive Feng Shui flying stars combinations, then I activate them. That means that I'm using the right activities with the right combinations, and I'm enhancing my abilities, my skills, and then I have the results that I want.
Now, you talk about the flying stars a lot.
Yes, the flying stars.
What is the flying stars?
It has to do with the orientation of the building and the time. Okay. It's a very powerful system.
It's nothing to do with the stars.
No, it has nothing to do with the stars. Okay,
great.
I will explain it very simple.
I'm so happy I asked that
I will
question.
keep it very
I
simple.
thought we're actually looking at flying stars.
No. Okay, first of all, when we Feng Shui a house, let's take the example of a house. We have to take the measurements, the orientation of the building by using a compass, this one that I brought here.
Right.
Or if you don't have this, you can use the compass of an iPhone, of a smartphone. I mean, all the smartphones right now, they have this application. So you have to check the orientation of the building, and the orientation of the building is actually where the facing is. And the facing means, the facade means the side that is more yang. That means the building faces the sea or a big street or something that has movement or an open park.
Right.
This is the facade. Once you detect and you check that this orientation, let's say, in the south, then you take into consideration the year that the building was completed and the year that the first person was moved in the building.
Oh, my.
Once you have these two data,
Right.
then you can calculate the flying start chart of the entire building.
What if you don't have certain data? You don't know which the first person that moves into that building.
Well, actually, nowadays it's difficult because it's very easy to collect all the data that we want, as long as we have the resources for it and the knowledge. Okay, this is something very important. But if you don't have all the data, then of course there are other ways. And if you miss a technique, if you cannot apply the flying star technique, then you can use others. After 19 years, after so many techniques that I learned and I combine, I know that I can use something else in order to balance and find the solution for the things that I miss.
So you haven't answered me that question. How long did it take you for really understanding Feng Shui and be so good at it?
I think because I was so passionate about that. I was so connected while I remember like Grandmaster Yap Cheng Hai or even Joy, he was doing the seminars. And whatever he was mentioning, it was just keep registering. And I think I was just tapping in with them. That's it.
You said one very special word. I was so passionate.
Yeah.
And when you're so passionate with something, it's not work to you anymore. You're having fun and you're really good at it.
I think I was born for that.
Oh, wow.
I feel grateful because I found my professional path really early in my life. Of course, I had my ups and downs, but because of the Feng Shui, of the knowledge that I owned, of the knowledge that I applied in my life, I am where I am right now. Meeting with you, so amazing people, meeting Asira, and yeah, it's because of this, because it changed as well my mentality.
Now, before Feng Shui, before you're a Feng Shui expert, what do you used to do?
Well, actually, I was a student because I started in the age of 19 years old already. I mean,
actually dive into this right away, right
exactly.
after college.
That's why I feel so grateful about this.
Wow.
I'm consider myself one of the luckiest people.
Yes.
And I would like to say something, if you allow me, in this point. When we are doing, I am doing as a Feng Shui expert, a BaZi Profiling, that it's the decoding, the personal analysis of a person based on his date of birth and hour, you can detect from his chart what is the best field for him in order to succeed. What is the best field? What is the best career for him? So it's very important, and I encourage parents to make the profiling for their kids, because even if they want or don't want, they are the life coaches of their kids. So even if they know in early stage, in early years, what is the best professional field for their sons or for their daughters, they can encourage the child.
Now, are you talking about BaZi?
BaZi Profiling, yes, because BaZi Profiling, it's connected with the Feng Shui. You have to know someone's personality in order to do the Feng Shui report of the place.
Yes, and believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this the BaZi is actually quite accurate.
More than accurate.
I think the BaZi is more than just quite accurate. It's actually very accurate.
Exactly.
BaZi belongs to the person individually.
Exactly.
And you can't duplicate that, because based on when you're born, what time you're born, and well, if you don't believe that it's accurate, have your BaZi go to different masters, and then they read the same results back to you again. Actually, having tested in Singapore, in Taiwan, in Hong Kong, in Vancouver, in Malaysia, and it's the same thing.
Yes, but you have to pay attention in something. When someone is decoding your profiling chart, your chart, he cannot say to you what will happen in the future, because it's up to you.
That's correct.
Okay.
They don't say that.
When you're doing BaZi Profiling, you know exactly what are your powers and how you can use this. What sort of activities suit you better in order to enhance your skills.
That's right.
And we're never looking for things or elements that you lack. Why is that?
build on your own
Don't look
strength.
something that you don't own. Just focus on the things that you own. Just focus on the things that you are good at, because with this, you can improve in other aspects of your life that you were not good in the beginning.
That's right.
So this is the secret. And you never say the future. We're not the future tellers.
No.
For sure, no.
Not at all. Not fortune tellers at all.
No,
but it's more of just analyzing where your strength is.
Exactly.
And utilizing your strength to better your life.
And then you can divide it in different aspects. For example, you can analyze your relationships, how you behave in love terms, how you behave in your business. And it's really quite interesting, because in relationships, most of the times, we have a different personality than our business when we're doing business with other people. Because, you know, business, it's related with our month pillar, the month that we were born with. And our relationships has to do with the day pillar. So when you have different pillars, imagine that you have different attitudes, both in business and both in your relationships. And through the BaZi report, you can detect as well something very interesting. What are the blockages you create in your personal life? And what are the solutions?
That you created yourself.
Exactly.
Personally.
You can detect it by using an advanced method that is called G-Man. This is something that I learned over my years of studies. I will use an example for people to make it understand better.
Yes.
Let's say that based on your date of birth and time of birth, one of the blockages that you create in your relationships is that you are sometimes too sensitive and you're taking things personally. That means that you are introverted sometimes when you feel that your partner says something to you and it's for you. But most of the times, he's just mentioning something depending on his experience, or let's say the day that he had, and he says something to you, but it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
So you take everything personally, and then you can misunderstand your partner. So what's the solution for that? Okay, take a step back. Be objective, enhance your self-consciousness, and solve your insecurities issues. So this is the solution. Once you solve it, then you overcome the oversensitivity that represents you, and you overcome the fact that you take everything personally. Because when I talk to you, it has to do with me. You just listen.
Yes.
It never has with you. Nothing has to do with you, actually, most of the times.
That is such a correct way of putting it. Is sometimes we perceive wrong, and sometimes we would misunderstand. And depending on the person's upbringing too, as well, how they communicate, they are who they are. They are actually who they are, and listened more than we speak. Try to analyze, try to observe, take it in. And
understand.
And then respond after. Don't rush into it.
And understand more. You know, the secret here is once you know yourself better and understand yourself, then you are capable to understand how the other person approaches you.
Right.
And what he really says.
Oh my goodness, you said something really important, is understand yourself. Know yourself.
Know yourself.
If you don't know the opposite person or the other person, you need to know yourself first. And the more you know yourself, it builds confidence.
Yes.
When you look at a BaZi, what do you pick from? What do you pick from to determine this person is on the softer side, or what's the elements that this person have to be a very strong individual? So tell us about that.
Well, I don't like to use categories, or labels. Because a person has so many different traits and attitudes. But once I see in front of me the BaZi chart with the 4 pillars, okay, oh my God, I can detect a lot of things, like how he behaved in his social circle, how he behaved in his business or in his relationship with the colleagues, how he is in the home and no one can see him or her, or how he thinks about himself. Because most of the people, we have just an image for ourselves that it's quite different than the image that the other people see. And actually, this is funny. So that means that no one is strong or weak. It depends on the times that you select to expose yourself, or what you are doing, like at specific periods and where. Example, there are some people that in their social life, they are like, wow, you're so lucky that you are with him or with her. Wow, she's so gorgeous, she's so dynamic, she's very friendly, she communicates with everybody. But this person, in his personal life, is a very dominating person. But no one's know it.
Does he know it?
Yes.
And how do we correct it? How do we fix it? How do we make it better for him?
Well, once you know your, how you behave in your personal relationship and you want to experience happy relationships, and then it's his or her responsibility to take action about that.
The
So
responsibility
it's not that
part.
I'm the judge that I'm saying to someone, okay, you are this and this and this, because I don't care to judge no one. I don't judge myself. I mean, we are human beings. If we were perfect, we would have wings and would be like in a different level. I mean, okay, we have to accept ourselves. But if you want to feel happy in a relationship, you have to think that the other person needs to feel happiness.
That's true. That's true.
So, I mean, this is the magic point. So I always encourage the people and say, okay, if you are happy, then you can help the other person
To be happy.
to be happy as well.
Yeah. Great saying. That's
So
great.
improve yourself and don't have expectations only from the other side. What do you offer
Right.
to your partner? It's very interesting. If I ask someone, okay, what do you offer to your partner? What do you think he's gonna fill in the list?
I think a lot of people won't even know how to answer that because they don't think about it.
Yes, but on the other part, what I demand from my partner, it's gonna be like a full list, correct?
Oh, absolutely. You
Okay.
hear that a lot.
But you have to mirror them. So if you request these things from your partner, should you be able to provide the same or at least something similar?
One of these question comes up all the time, and I talk about it. I talk about the yin and the yang a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes the yin and the yang attracts, sometimes they don't. So, you know, in my culture, they say, go with the yin and the yang so there's no conflict. In Feng Shui, how do you balance the yin and the yang energies? Because they're very different.
Yes, they are very different, but they both need it. Why is that? Okay, when we have a home, we have the area of the living room, the dining room, we have the area of the kitchen, the bedroom, and everything. So we have a Feng Shui expert needs to balance the yin and yang energy in the environment. What does it mean? It means that he will provide or arrange the environment in such a way that the bedrooms have more yin energy so that they can allow the person to feel relaxed and calm and have a good quality of sleep. And in the living room, we have to enhance the yang energy. This applies to our main entrance or the facade of the building.
And why do we do that? Why do we have to enhance the yang energy?
Because the yang energy allows the qi to flow in a yang way. So we need something active, something to activate us. Because the purpose of the main entrance and the living room is to keep us active. Okay, to bring us opportunities. But the purpose of the bedroom, it's to be like more inactive.
More calmer.
To take our breaks, actually.
Right.
Like the laptop, that we need to switch it off sometimes in order to allow the laptop.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, you've been to my home, and you've actually, take the compass, and you've walked around, and you asked me one question. You said, the kitchen, do you use it?
Yeah.
And I want you to share with the audience, why did you ask that question?
Yes, oh my God, the kitchen, it's one of the most important key factors in Feng Shui because it's related with the wellness of the residents. It's related to their health and as well their wealth. Because back days, the people that had food were the wealthy people. Okay, so we have to relate this. That means that the kitchen, especially the oven that you use for everyday cooking, it needs to be like in a favorable direction for you or to be placed in a spot that has flying star positive combinations.
Oh, okay.
Because when you cook, you activate this combination.
Right.
That's why I asked you. Because some people, they have the kitchen, but they don't cook because they are super busy.
But what if you move in there and it's already built and it's not facing the right flying stars? What happens?
There is always a solution.
I
That's why
believe
you
there
call
is.
a Feng Shui expert because he will use a different way. He will activate the direction that is related to your wellness and health in a different way, probably with your bed, probably with your office, or probably he will suggest to you that, okay, use this part in the living room that it's connected and it can balance. It can soften, you know, the negative influence of the kitchen. There is always a way.
There's always a way in terms of your
We take advantage of the positive areas, of the positive combinations, and we just minimize the negative effect of the others. So once you bring up the positive traits,
Yes.
the negative ones loses their power. So simple.
Wow. But it's not magic.
No. It speaks the 19 years
science.
of experience right now.
Now, Julia, I want you to look around the set here right now. And what do you think of the feng shui of this set?
Well, actually, it's a tricky question because I already took some measurements of the set.
And that's why you're ready for this answer.
Exactly. And I mean, this spot that we're sitting right now,
Yes.
it's very, very favorable, especially for this year, 2021. And it brings, it enhances the productivity, the wealth, the abundance, the creativity. So it's really nice, this area here, especially that you are sitting as well.
Well, I'm definitely I'm owning this set right now.
Yes, I mean, you have to sit there, especially for this year.
So next year it's
Now
going to
we're
move.
talking about the annual flying stars, which
Right.
have like short-term results, but they are very immediate,
Right,
efficient and immediate, but they don't last long because it's only for this year.
She's saying this year only. Next year could be different. Now you need to tell the audience what that means.
Because we have to consider as well the key factor of the time. Time affects us all. So that means time affects the feng shui of a house, of a business, of a city. What does it mean? It means that there are energies that are coming in different sectors over the year, and they influence the place like moreover like 50%, and they have like short-term results, but they are quicker. That means that if someone is in the place that doesn't have so great feng shui, he can use or she can use the annual flying stars to make some changes fast, and then
To
he can-
activate.
Exactly. It's like the last minute solution.
Oh, mine.
I'm mentioning about the annual flying stars in the Feng Shui courses that I
Right.
created for Asera. And I recommend for people to use them if they want from something to start.
Now, are they
with,
able to
actually.
use it without you and without you being next to them?
Exactly, because in the videos I'm explaining in a very simple way how they can find them, where they are, and what does it mean for every flying star, and what are the right activities. This is the magic thing here, because you don't place items, you don't place objects.
Right.
You just use the right activities for the right place.
Now, what if someone activate the wrong activities? Does that mean that the negative forces is going to come in?
Probably he can see some changes in his life. I will give you an example.
Yes.
Okay, for this year, the Flying Star 4 that has to do with rewards, academic rewards, let's say intelligence, creativity, it's located in the eastern area of the house. What does it mean? That if you want to excel in the academic field, or you have a huge important project for your university, it's better for you to study in the eastern part of your house or your office in order to receive the positive traits of this flying star. Another example that has negative effect. If you are doing a renovation in the southeast part of your house, then you activate the negative traits of the Flying Star 5, which is a very unique and particular flying star that has to do with global power, super rich people, but on the other hand, losses.
Oh, my goodness.
Challenges, loss of fortune, even death. So if you're doing a renovation, or even if you nail the wall, then you activate it in the wrong way.
Did you know, it's so interesting that you say that, especially when you say nailing something on the wall.
Yeah.
Because I hear this from my mother giving birth to me. It was a very difficult labor, and she was in labor for many, many hours. And apparently, being Chinese, we were very auspicious. And one of my uncles said, "What happened at home?" Someone was nailing something while she was in labor at the same time. And the minute we remove it, the labor was fine. So it sounds spooky to people who doesn't believe in this, but at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of truth to it.
I don't think you mentioned it by accident right now, because it fits really well with my explanation before.
Right.
And thank you for mentioning this. Yes, it's true. Because it's all about energy.
Yes, it is. It is all about
energy. It's like you are offending the wrong person, and you don't know how much power he has. You offend someone by accident that you don't know. This is how Flying Star 5 works.
Yes.
You don't know about his power, and then you end up in the police station.
Oh my God, hopefully it's not so dramatic, but okay.
What really happened, actually.
Right.
You see?
Right.
I mean, I can give like an example.
Now, let's come back to BaZi, because BaZi to me is a very powerful
Tool, method,
a tool, a methodology to actually understand your strength.
Yeah.
Now, when you use the BaZi method, right, in personality assessment, we call it, making into the new way of saying it, personality assessment. And have you had any stories you want to share with us of some very positive changes?
Well, okay, I can share a story with a family. The dad has a very strong presence in the family.
With his BaZi?
Yeah, that means that he dominates his kids, his wife, but he's a really nice personality. But the rest of the members, the family members, perceive it in the wrong way. So when I did all of the members' BaZi analysis, actually it helped them, all of them, to find a new way to communicate and resolve any misunderstandings.
Oh, wow.
And that for me was a huge reward. Because actually, every person was really, really good. It was not the father's fault, okay? But at the same time, it was not the kids' fault that they were perceiving this personality so strong. They were thinking that they cannot make their own decisions. They were thinking that they were not, they didn't have the freedom to make their own choices. So the BaZi analysis guide them, lead them to understand who they really are and to accept one another.
Wow.
This is one of the stories that moved me, and I feel very proud about that.
It must feel very fulfilling.
Yes.
To help a family out, figure out their problems.
I felt so happy because, yes, me as well. I didn't have the best of the relationships with, let's say, my father. And then once I discovered where was the problem, and the problem was on me, of course, because every person needs to find where the problem is on him or on her. It's not on the other person. Once I found it, then the relationship with my father became like excellent. I love him, I adore him. Now, if someone hears us how we communicate, it's gonna laugh.
They will be shocked.
Yeah.
Now,
problem solved.
Feng Shui is such an old ancient science, and to a lot of the people around the world, there's skepticism. They don't believe it. They think it's funny.
But the funny thing is that you don't have to believe in it. You just see the results. I'm not asking. The thing is that once I introduce what I'm doing, I say, no need for you to believe in it. I didn't believe in it in the beginning. I just applied the techniques and I saw the results.
And
as a civil engineering mind,
yes,
I had to check the results.
You are a blueprint. In terms of, Bangkok technology, we talked about what color are you.
Yeah.
You're definitely a blueprint. And to find out, all the systems and make sure it's right. But you're a high K2 as well, which is a high knowledge. And you love knowledge.
I love knowledge. I mean, I believe that all the people have to learn until their last day. the knowledge never ends. So we have to invest in it. That's why I love Asira, because it's the company that invests in knowledge and in the university encourages people and provides to all the members the opportunity to learn from leaders, from people that can inspire, like you, Belynda. You can be a role model. You are a role model for a lot of women. They can learn from the Feng Shui, apply simple things, simple techniques in their home.
But don't activate the wrong room.
No, because I explain everything in a simple way in all the courses.
So
and I'm coming back to my previous statement that it's, okay, simplicity, it's the best way to solve the problems in your life, to transform your life sometimes. Keep it simple.
Now, life should be simple. Life shouldn't be
complicated.
It is actually. You know, and I know you founded the Mastery Academy of Chinese Metaphysics.
Yeah, because I knew Joey Yap when I met with Grandmaster Yap Cheng Hai before he started the academy.
Right.
So Joey started the academy later on. And then, of course, I followed him.
Right, right. So metaphysics, it's a big word.
Yeah.
Explain to my audience here, like, what does that mean? Chinese metaphysics. What is that?
In general, Chinese or Greek metaphysics, it's something that you can't see. It's not visible. But in reality, how you can explain or prove it? Can you prove God? Can you prove energy? Can you prove happiness? Can you prove joy? Metaphysics is all about what you don't see, what you cannot see. But in reality, you sense it. You are influenced by all this.
You can feel it.
Of course, this is metaphysics, actually. It's not something strange or something that only gurus can tap to in or can connect with all this. I mean, metaphysics is a part of life. It's like physics, like chemistry, like mathematics.
You know, your mission, as I hear you all the time with your stories, when you bring positivity in people's life, you put a smile on your face. And the smile's so huge, it exudes from your heart.
Yeah.
What is the main deterrent when you're trying to do that? Have you ever faced some obstacles and some challenges where people goes, no, you're not going to do this?
Yes, of course. I faced huge challenges. I had to restart my life twice.
Oh, wow.
And when I mean restart, completely. But when I was at that point, I was thinking, okay, right now, Julia, you have only two choices, either to jump off or change completely your life. And then I said, okay, I will take a white page of paper and I can rewrite the script of my life how I really want right now because I'm completely free. Both of the times.
So unloading your past and resetting the future.
Exactly. Of course I faced challenges and obstacles. I changed 3 countries.
What do you mean by you changed 3 countries?
Well, I was living in Greece, then I moved in Spain, in Barcelona, then moved in Costa Rica, and then back to Greece. Now I believe I'm in the right place at the right time. And being here in Dubai as well, now I think I have all what I need, actually, in order to travel, connect with the right people, communicate what I'm doing, inspire, helping people, guide them.
Dubai, you said Dubai, and I'm going to lead on to the next question with that. Dubai is a very special place.
It is.
It is a very special place. This city was built out of a desert, which is sand.
Yeah.
And you've been here for a little bit now. When you're traveling and when you're looking around with your compass and Dubai and all the big, huge buildings, what do you think Dubai's feng shui is?
The thing is that Dubai, it doesn't have natural formation.
Yes.
Okay? The human entered in this and created all these formations. But the morphology, you know, how the environment is settled in Dubai, it's very positive, actually, because they managed to create like energy spots. So they lock the qi with the element of water, and they bring the auspicious traits of the energy. And it's very interesting, like in your apartment,
Yes.
You see the water in front
Yes.
of your apartment and the big gate that leads to...
That's right. It has that
exactly.
little
So this is like
canal.
an energy entrance. This spot actually influences the whole building, depending on the orientation. So where the chi is coming from. So yeah, the water, the element of water has a huge power. It activates what he finds.
It does.
But the way that Dubai was created and the chi is flowing through the water formation, that it's not natural, it brings wealth and prosperity to the people that live here. So it's not rare that we see here in Dubai huge companies or wealthy people coming, or this luxurious lifestyle. It's not a coincidence. It's related to all the formation. Before, as you mentioned, it was desert, only
It was a
desert.
desert.
But now we have the water element. As long as as the water is clean.
I love when you said it's not a coincidence. So people think, oh, it's just lucky. A lot of things in life isn't just lucky. It's about an intention that was being put towards it.
Yeah.
In Vancouver, there is a place called Richmond. And not because it's Richmond, it's very prosperous. Richmond is just a city name. But it was very positive a city. And when we looked down, a feng shui master actually, we looked at the formation of the city, where it's located, because in Vancouver it's next to the ocean. It's very prosperous.
Because every city has as well a facade,
Yes,
a facing
yes.
orientation, yes.
And when we look down to the map of Richmond, it's actually a dragon's mouth, where all the wealth comes in and it stays there. And that is why that city was so prosperous.
Yes, it means lock the chi. So here in Dubai, the formation locks the chi in different parts, in different areas.
Do you think they actually look at feng shui when they built the city?
Well, I hope so, but I think, yes, they used some of these techniques. I don't think they just created. I mean, yes, hopefully.
So tell me, Julia, what is your future plans?
My future plans, well, to keep my mission, which is to guide people to live a life with happiness and abundance in the most positive environment. Traveling, meet new clients that eventually become our friends, because the relationships that we build are based in trust. So at the end, yes, I gain so many friends. And this is my goal: travel, be happy, guide people, apply my Feng Shui experience and techniques in homes, in businesses, so I can be a part of their happiness. Yes.
That is a big mission. Happiness, I think itself is such a big mission altogether. I think a lot of people are not seeing that. 2020 was a very difficult year for a lot of people.
Yes.
And that has actually anchored some of the negativity in human beings.
But actually, Feng Shui helps someone to adjust himself in sudden and big changes. And the previous year was a huge change, a huge challenge for all of us.
Yes.
Even for Feng Shui experts.
Yes.
We had to readjust ourselves, how we are doing our reports, how we communicate before we can be physically in a huge stage or a room, and we could communicate with people doing our seminars. And now we had to adjust all of that. I mean, in business, the same. And Feng Shui helps you to think out of the box and find solutions and see where the opportunities are coming. Because in years where we face a big crisis, it's when the opportunities
Are the greatest.
Exactly. Always. The opportunities are not coming when everyone is prosperous.
That's right.
The opportunities are coming
when there's lots of challenges.
Exactly. So Feng Shui helps you in it.
Yeah.
And my mission came up with my personal needs, that I wanted to live happy, no matter what challenges I face, in an environment that supports me.
Wow.
So that's why I have this mission, because it's my belief, it's a part of my personality.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Well, to my audience, ladies and gentlemen, today we covered Feng Shui, which is one of the topics people are curious about, and you have a taste of it. And I want to thank you so much, Julia, for coming to Spotlight with Belynda Lee here to share your knowledge. And this platform is essentially sharing what you know to the world so they can have a little bit of understanding what that is. And I'm very sure today's talk, you actually opened up the minds of many people.
Oh, thank you so much for the invitation, Belynda. I really enjoyed it so much. I didn't understand how time flies. Actually, we can speak and speak and speak more and more. And I wish you as well all the best.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All the best, and feel very happy being here and had this conversation. And your show, it's amazing. It's really inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us today at Spotlight with Belynda Lee. You can find the broadcast on our social media, Asira Social Media, and Asira Academy. I want to thank you, Asira, for sponsoring the show. Asira is a social lifestyle community where they offer online academy, travel club, and also personality coding technology. And thank you for watching Spotlight. I am Belynda Lee, and I am your host. I look forward in showcasing, spotlighting another individual and another amazing story at our next show. Stay tuned.
Hello, I am Julia Zisopoulou, Feng Shui expert and life coach, and I'm being spotlighted with Belynda Lee.